Well, welcome back, everyone. My apologies to you. Just as we were getting to the heart of what the president needs to do to take down Joe Biden tonight, the signal cuts out of Newsmax. We got it fixed, though, and we're back joined now with Bruce LeVell. He is the executive director of the Trump Diversity Coalition. Bruce, sorry about that, but I'm glad I got you back here.
Yeah, hey, we got to blame this on the Biden hackers or the devil. Because
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Grant. They don't want to hear it tonight.
Oh, it's so true. All right, so look, we were talking about unemployment. The economy has got to be huge here. I know Joe Biden's going to try to go after the Chinese virus and COVID and the response, but I think the president needs to turn this right back to the economy, Bruce.
Yeah, absolutely. He promised what he said in 15 and 16, and he delivered. And, you know, the American people don't have amnesia. Ever how many times we debate, or you cannot take the president's record away. Right before the pandemic, we had the lowest black unemployment, like I said earlier, the lowest unemployment recorded in the nation's history. And these are things that the American people haven't forgot. Grant, remember, the 401k has risen. Their savings has risen. The first-time home ownership in the last few years. Look, I said earlier, the low interest rates that you can get on a 30-year fixed mortgage or a 15-year, record low. Grant, gas, $1.90 a gallon? Oh, my gosh, are you kidding me? Number one oil producing? These are game changers. The American people have not forgotten. You don't have to like the president. You don't have to, but you cannot take away the record, Grant. Numbers don't lie.
No, they do not. And, you know, I hope Chris Wallace turns to Joe Biden and says, hey, you had all these great ideas about COVID. Why are you keeping them secret, Joe? If they were so great and they could have saved so many American lives, why wouldn't you go to the president and offer them up? The bottom line is he didn't have any different ideas, and the president had all he wants to do was shut the economy down when the president wants to get it back opened across this country. Bruce LeVell, I appreciate you. Got to come back so we can make up some of that time, buddy, because I don't like losing time with you.
I appreciate it, Grant. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you, my man. All right, we know what the topics of tonight's debates are, officially, that is. The Trump-Biden records are on the list. The Supreme Court is on the list. The response to COVID-19, the economy, race and violence across the nation, and election integrity. But guess what? The Second Amendment is not on that list, and it is an insult to all of us gun owners out there. Now, I believe Chris Wallace left it off on purpose to cover for Joe Biden. With violence spreading across the nation, police departments under attack, Americans are buying guns in record numbers. The left and their media henchmen want to protect Joe from having to admit he wants to take your guns away. And he would appoint judges that would help him do just that. But the dirty secret out there is there are plenty of Democrats who love their guns, and the anti-gun rhetoric has a history of backfiring on the Democrats. Joining us to discuss this is the executive director of the NRA's Institute for Legislative Action, Jason Ouimet. Jason, it's great to have you on the program.
Grant, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Jason, are you as upset as I am that when the official list of topics comes out, the Second Amendment's not on it? What in the world is going on?
You know, with everything that's going on and everything that's out there, it's crazy to think that that's not going to happen. I am really hopeful that they do get into that. I hope they get into a robust conversation about the Second Amendment and gun control, because the choice, quite frankly, couldn't be clearer. I mean, Donald Trump's done an unbelievable job defending the Second Amendment, protecting your Second Amendment rights. And we know that Joe Biden's got an 8-page list on his website of socialist radical gun control, and he'd put gun grabber extraordinaire Beto O'Rourke in charge of his gun scheme confiscation. So I'm upset that it's not on there. We're upset that it's not on there, but I hope that there is some debate that does take place on this, because the difference is so clear. It needs to be debated.
You know, Jason, the president has been a very good friend of the NRA and freedom-loving Americans across the country. The Supreme Court is on the list. And if the president is probably going to do what I expect him to do, and he can turn that conversation to the Second Amendment, the importance of conservative judges, because we know that these judges and Joe Biden would want judges to simply legislate the Second Amendment right out of existence.
We absolutely know that. Let's not forget, the Heller decision was a razor-thin 5-4 decision just on the individual right to own a firearm. Didn't talk about different firearms, didn't talk about where you could carry, how you could carry, didn't talk about any of those things. And Biden and Kamala Harris have made it really clear they don't support an individual right. They believe it's a collective right, a government right. We watched the Supreme Court recently turn down, I can't believe it, 11 cases. They failed to grant cert on even one of 11 different Second Amendment cases that are out there. So, like you, we are hopeful, we are excited that this new court will take action and hear some of those Second Amendment cases when they come before them. And I'm excited to hear Donald Trump hopefully turn a little bit of that Supreme Court debate this evening into that space.
Jason, you know, this is why this next Supreme Court justice is so important, because I actually believe Clarence Thomas, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh maybe turned down taking some of these cases because they were so afraid of what Roberts might do here when it comes to the Second Amendment. And if we lost one of those all-important cases, we could really lose the fundamentals of the Second Amendment. Now, with a 6-3, even with Roberts, if he were to go the other direction, we would now finally decide Second Amendment cases even outside of the home, which is a huge issue, correct?
Couldn't agree with you more. We are so excited for that opportunity to come forth. So, yeah, again, we couldn't agree with you more, and we're looking forward to that.
All right. So, Jason, they want to take the California model. They want to march it straight across the country. You know, as I've said, what happens in California doesn't stay in California when it comes to gun laws.
Well, that's exactly right, which is why this election is so important. Look, we saw a lot of polls in 2016 where Hillary Clinton was up double digits in states like Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, places like that. Trump ended up winning every one of those states minus Minnesota. So we're seeing polls now in single digits in some of those areas. It means this is a close election. It means if you don't want California-style gun control everywhere, you need to get out. You need to vote. You need to vote Trump-Pence. If you're a Second Amendment supporter and support your God-given right of self-defense, you need to go out and vote Trump-Pence and support the NRA, because we're going to continue to support Trump-Pence in this election.
You know, a big congratulations to the NRA. I've been watching this very, very closely. Record donations coming into the NRA. Membership is increasing. All the while, the left wants to somehow think that the NRA is down and out. As a longtime member, we're far from down and out. Jason, last word, about 20 seconds.
We are far from down and out. To your point, we had a great August, $1.7 million raised in our PAC. 80% of those contributions were from people who gave less than $200, making our average contribution $50. That is a far cry from what you see in the gun control groups that are funded by one billionaire and Michael Bloomberg or a handful of billionaires. This is what makes the NRA truly the grassroots army and the organization that we are, and that's why we are as strong as we are.
Jason, I'll tell you what. It is exactly why the NRA is so powerful. Jason, we may thank you so much for coming on the program. Our debate special starts right now, folks. Keep it here. 30 minutes away, the big night, Trump and Biden. Thanks for watching. See you here tomorrow.